Beautiful beaches, delicious food, and friendly people are why Thailand attracts millions of tourists each year. But beyond its warm and welcoming culture and incredible landscapes, many tourists travel to Thailand for a very different reason: hedonistic nights and cheap intimacy. Just 2 hours outside Bangkok lies Pattaya, a notorious hub for tourists seeking to buy love. While Thailand grapples with significant human trafficking issues, working in the adult industry is largely destigmatized here. As a woman, I decided to travel to Pattaya to discover if this popular beach town has more to offer and whether it's worth visiting for those seeking a beach escape.
Welcome to Bangkok. I'm here at the Northern Bus Terminal and I heard there are shuttles and buses going to Pattaya, and that's where I'm gonna spend the weekend. I packed all my things and I'd say we're gonna find the bus.
To get to the actual bus station, I had to find my way through this market, which was a bit confusing, but I eventually made it to the bus terminal where I bought a ticket to Pattaya.
So we need to go to platform 42 and it's all the way down there.
Finding the bus was straightforward and soon we were on our way. As expected, the traffic in Bangkok was heavy and it took a while to leave the city, but 3 hours later we arrived in Pattaya.
I finally arrived to Pattaya. I just checked into my Airbnb, changed into some better clothes, and now I'd say we're gonna have a look around town during the daytime. I think it's a completely different story seeing Pattaya city in the daytime than it is in the nighttime, but of course we're gonna explore both.
The first thing I noticed while walking through the streets of Pattaya was the large number of older foreign men accompanied by younger Thai ladies, a scene that quickly became familiar during my 2-day stay. I also saw numerous advertisements for testosterone therapies, predominantly targeting older men. Due to the low cost of living, many retirees from Western countries opt to travel or even settle here on their pensions.
I found a market here. It looks pretty big. And I think we're just gonna have a little look around what we can find here. Here we have the very infamous elephant pants. There's always this joke that every backpacker that comes to Thailand buys a pair of these elephant pants and only wears these. You can find them everywhere.
Of course, the market offers more than just elephant pants, but since I wanted to visit a famous temple nearby, I decided to buy a pair which was around $4.50. Due to the heavy traffic in Thailand, the best way to get around is by motorbike, so I hopped on the back of one and about 15 minutes later we arrived at the Sanctuary of Truth.
So we just arrived at the Sanctuary of Truth. Let's put on some long pants and cover up so we can go inside.
It's common practice to cover legs and shoulders when visiting temples in Thailand, and security is usually quite strict in checking for appropriate attire. And then our tour started. Since the Sanctuary of Truth is actually an unfinished temple, you cannot visit it by yourself. Instead, I had to join a tour group and even wear a construction helmet.
So we need to get a helmet. Thank you.
While walking through the garden area, I caught my first glimpses of the magnificent wooden structure of the Sanctuary of Truth. The tour included a stop at the workshed where carpenters craft new wooden figures to be added to the temple.
So that here is where they're crafting all the wooden figures for the temple.
Construction of the sanctuary began in 1981, and to this day, its completion date remains unknown. The temple's construction showcases a special woodworking technique that mirrors traditional Thai craftsmanship.
So this here is the temple.
All wooden pieces are joined using wooden dowels and joints, ensuring that not a single nail is used in this unique building. To achieve such impressive craftsmanship, over 250 carpenters employ ancient techniques working together here at the sanctuary.
This temple behind me looks incredible. All these details. You can see here, it's not finished here yet. There are so many details, so many little figurines, all carved from wood. It's absolutely beautiful. You can see so many different Thai gods in here, so many different figures. Most of them I have actually no idea who it is, I have to admit. But it is incredible, an incredible piece of art.
However, people don't only come here to see the temple.
You can ride elephants here behind me. They have the elephants. I personally think that is a pretty sad topic given how smart and incredibly intelligent elephants are and how much torture they have to endure at a lot of these elephant riding places. I don't want to go into detail here. I just want to say, if you come here, please don't ride on these elephants.
This temple is definitely very different from any other Buddhist temple I've seen before, prominently featuring a mix of Hindu and Buddhist deities. After looking around the outside, I entered the temple through these very impressive stairs, decorated with hundreds of small details. The inside was just as impressive as the outside. The 105-meter-tall temple consists of 4 wings, each dedicated to either Thai, Khmer, Chinese, or Indian religious icons. When finished looking around the temple, I noticed I had lost my tour group, but to be honest, the tour felt a bit forced to me, and since I'm not particularly interested in the exact construction methods of the temple, I much preferred exploring the temple and its intricate details on my own.
Thank you, Kapunka. So yeah, like you don't have to stay with a group, it's completely fine to just do your own thing in there, take pictures, walk around. And now I think let's head back to the exit.
Before leaving, I decided to have a little snack in the temple.
I'm gonna have some lunch. I ordered some pad thai with egg omelette. Let's see. So here we have the omelette, and in here we have the pad thai.
Pad Thai is a traditional Thai dish that can be found throughout the country and is particularly popular among tourists. It features rice noodles, eggs, various spices including chili and tamarind paste, and options for tofu, seafood, or meat.
Cheers! I am on the way to the beach now. I haven't even seen the beach yet, so that's where we're gonna go.
The 3-kilometer-long Pattaya Beach is the main beach of the town.
So here you just have to walk into the traffic and hope that nobody runs over you. But we made it. Let's go to the beach.
Here, you can find plenty of water activities such as jet skiing, parasailing, and banana boating.
We're here. It's very foggy, like you can't even see the sun. I don't know if it's pollution or it's just foggy for some other reason. It's actually not even too busy here at the beach. I would have expected more people to be here, but it's nice. Let's try out the water, I would say.
After checking my phone, I found out that it was indeed pollution. Due to heavy traffic, dense population, and the illegal burning of fuels, large parts of Thailand regularly experience unhealthy and potentially dangerous pollution levels.
So this beach here is definitely not the best beach in Pattaya. It is actually fairly clean. We have some algae. It's just not the nicest beach in general. Or the water isn't as warm as I expected.
With all the jet skis zooming around in the water, it was definitely not quiet or peaceful. Since Pattaya is mainly known for its nightlife, I wanted to check out the town after dark.
I am here, Tree Town, Pattaya. This seems to be like an entertainment venue outdoors. You can already see up here the wheat leaf here in the sign. There are so many dispensaries here in this whole town, and yeah, it's kind of funny.
In 2022, Thailand became the first country in Asia to decriminalize the consumption and trade of cannabis. Since then, thousands of dispensaries have opened across the country, and the cultivation and sale of cannabis have become important economic sectors for Thais. Unfortunately, just a few minutes later it suddenly started raining. Even though it's not the rainy season right now, occasional rain is still possible here in Pattaya.
So here I found a very typical Thai street food market. Let's see if we find some vegetarian food. Hello, vegetarian?
Yes,
This
yeah.
with a rice. So I ordered some tofu, fried tofu, a little bit spicy with some Thai basil. I'm actually very happy they have a few vegetarian options here. The lady recommended this to us. So let's try. Cheers.
Thais are very cautious when serving spicy food to Westerners because they know our spice tolerance is often not as high. I also tried a passion fruit smoothie here.
This is really good. I love Thai food, it's so flavorful.
Once I had finished eating, the rain outside not only continued but started pouring down even more heavily than before. So I decided to have a glass of wine to pass the time.
So it finally stopped raining. It took about an hour more or less. And now let's have a look around. Let's continue exploring.
The venue seemed less busy than before, likely due to the rain. Even though prostitution is officially illegal in Thailand, it's commonly possible to pay a bar fee to take one of the girls home, and some bars even have their own rooms. Some sources estimate that more than 27,000 women work in the adult industry in Pattaya alone. In general, sex work in Thailand is viewed quite differently than in the West. It's generally less stigmatized and often seen as a legitimate way to earn income to support one's family back in rural areas.
Okay, I am here. I have arrived to the infamous walking street in Pattaya City. Let's go in.
Pattaya Walking Street is the heart of Pattaya's nightlife. The streets, almost exclusively frequented by men, are lined with gentlemen's clubs and bars, all blasting loud music and trying to lure patrons in with vouchers and promotions. At the side of the road, you can also buy Viagra and cheaper, though not entirely safe, alternatives. On my way here, I noticed many Thai and Russian women waiting at the side of the road, seemingly waiting for someone to approach them. Despite this, Thailand officially claims that no criminal activity occurs here in Pattaya. Past police investigations have even stated that no sex work has been found in Pattaya. So, it's probably safe to assume then that the hundreds of women in high heels and skirts waiting by the road are merely passing time. And the dozens of massage parlors openly advertising happy ending massages are probably so effective at relaxing your muscles that you'll leave incredibly happy. However, trafficking remains a pervasive issue in Thailand, often linked to organized crime, especially in Pattaya, a hub for sex tourism. Many women trafficked from other countries are likely forced into the adult industry. With prices starting at less than $20, many men, particularly from India and Western countries including the US, travel here with little consideration of whether these women are willingly selling their bodies for just a few dollars.
I've reached the end of Pattaya Walking Street. It's definitely an experience. I honestly don't even know what to say because I personally would never visit a place like this for anything else than just pure curiosity. On my way back home, I just found a little stall selling roti. It's a banana pancake, a Thai banana pancake, so let's try that.
This traditional Thai pancake uses a type of dough quite different from what we use in the West. It's fried in a generous amount of oil and topped with a mixture of egg and banana slices. Once both sides are fried, the pancake is cut into small pieces and drizzled with chocolate sauce and condensed milk.
Thai pancake roti. Let's try it. Cheers. Sweet, greasy, and really good. Yesterday we saw the party area here in Pattaya. Today we're gonna find out where people go the next day to pray for forgiveness for their sins the previous night. And that is here, Wat Phra, one of the major temple buildings here in Pattaya. And I'd say we're just gonna have a look up there.
The Big Buddha is not only a popular tourist attraction, but also an active temple where Buddhists come to pray and make offerings. As I walked through the temple, I observed many people lighting incense and offering the typical orange flowers. However, flowers are not the only offerings made here.
At Buddhist temples here in Thailand, you can very often find caged birds, like these little guys down here. So this lady just told me to not take any photos of these birds. And if someone doesn't want me to take footage of something they're doing in open public, it is very often a sign. I'm gonna walk over here because she just gave me death stares. But yeah, like if you have a problem with me taking footage of something you're doing in public, it's most likely because you know that what you're doing isn't the greatest thing. And these caged birds are here for making merit, to improve your karma, to get good karma. So you can buy these birds and release them into the air. And that is a very controversial Buddhist practice here in Thailand. There are lots of activists that criticize how stressful this is for these birds, because usually it's birds that are caught in the wild and then sold at temples in these tiny cages. That must be quite stressful and traumatic for these little guys. A bit further down the mountain, there's this other temple building here with these beautiful dragons. There's a bird up there, and it's way less touristy down here, so I'd say we'll have a look around.
This is the Zhong Garden, which was once a beautiful garden before COVID. Now it's largely abandoned, with the lakes and temples appearing quite neglected. However, there are still informational plaques available for reading. Mostly, I enjoyed wandering around the garden because of its slightly creepy and abandoned atmosphere.
Down here we have something really interesting. This is a child ghost. So sometimes when stillbirths happen, the monk can put the spirit of the child in to a little doll like this, and it's believed here in Thailand that the spirit of the child lives on.
It's also believed that a so-called kumantong brings good luck to its owner.
Yesterday we checked out the main beach in Pattaya and it wasn't the best beach, so today I decided to come to the next town, Jomtien, and check out the beach here because I heard it is much better. So let's have a look down there.
With all the noise from the boats and jet skis and the murky water, I wasn't a big fan of Pattaya Beach yesterday. However, since the town Jomtien is just about a 15 to 20 minute bike ride away, I decided to head over and check it out.
The water here looks incredibly shallow, and I also think here you get mainly Russians that live here or spend an extended vacation of up to 2-3 months here. And so far I actually really like the vibes. The water is more clear and I think I'm gonna go for a swim.
Compared to Pattaya Beach, Jomtien Beach is not only less crowded, but it also has hardly any ships or jet skis on the open water, making swimming here much more enjoyable.
So we've spent these last couple of days here in Pattaya. It was definitely an experience. It is not as bad as I've imagined it to be, but I personally, if I would come back, I would not stay here in Pattaya city. In my opinion, Jomtien on the other side is a much better town. It's predominantly Russian, but if you're just looking for a relaxed holiday, I think it's the better option. The beaches are more quiet, more clean, and in my opinion, it's just a much nicer town. But I'm very glad I got the chance to experience Pattaya city.